Many years ago, I had a professor in college who was quite demanding, and his method for teaching was to intimidate. He was an old wire service guy. You may not know what that means. Wire services were United Press International and Associated Press and Reuters, and there were even others. These wire services always tried to be first with the big news. They wanted to break stories first. So Professor Haney spent much of his career working for wire services where you had to be first and fast, and where you had to write stories with the most important information at the top of the story, so that this important information would get communicated first. So, here's how he taught us. It was in the day when there were still typewriters, just before computers. They were electric and memory typewriters, but typewriters nonetheless. So he would teach us to write in what was called the inverted pyramid style, and we would only have so many minutes to complete our work. He would give us a set of facts, and then we were supposed to write a story with the most important facts, using the news judgment we had already learned and developed. He would walk around the room and rip the paper from our typewriters, and then he would proceed to read out loud what we had written. And if you had done a really good job or a really bad job, he would make it known publicly. As a particularly shy person at that point in my life, this was a really hard experience for me, but I will say it was probably life-changing. Not only did I learn the inverted pyramid, I also learned to get over being shy about having my work, good work and bad work, shared publicly. We all do good work, and we all do work that could be better. Part of what we will do this week is share our work in honor of the late and great Professor Richard Haney of my alma mater, Northwestern University, and the Chicago Tribune. I won't rip your paper out of your computers, of course, but we have our own modern-day way of urging you to do your work quickly. It will be better explained later. First, more about the inverted pyramid. The inverted pyramid style is where you load all of the really critical information into the top of your story, so that if someone doesn't get all of the way through it, it just won't matter that much. They get the critical facts. The inverted pyramid is designed to give readers, or viewers, or even listeners, the who, what, when, where, why, and sometimes how, in the first few paragraphs of a story. The inverted pyramid is just that, an inverted pyramid. Think of it like this. So, a summary lead on a story that is written in a story for an inverted pyramid would be crammed with a great deal of information at the top. Here is an example of a packed lead from a December 28, 2013 New York Times article. An emergency federal program that acts as a lifeline for 1.3 million jobless workers will end on Saturday, drastically curtailing government support for the long-term unemployed and setting the stage for a major political fight in the new year. The New York Times lead answers the following questions: who, what, when, where. The one unanswered question is why. The story goes on to answer the question of why. The inverted pyramid is the safest way to organize stories when you are a beginning reporter. You know that you are getting information in there that you absolutely have to have, and your stories are more likely to be complete. There are numerous other ways of organizing stories that allow you to invoke narrative writing techniques and where you can use delayed leads. Various types of leads will be discussed in the pointer exercise for this week, the Lead Lab. You will work with different types of leads and get a chance to try out a few. In addition to doing the Lead Lab, you will also be working on a story organization exercise that will allow you to try out the inverted pyramid. The other major objective of this week is for you to learn about the importance of the nut graph. If you don't write a summary lead, you must have a nut graph in your story. The nut graph is the one paragraph that tells readers or viewers or listeners why they are spending time with your information. It explains why the information is relevant, and essentially, it explains to readers or listeners or viewers why they should care. It is very similar to a summary lead, except that you do not need to repeat any of the details you have already been able to mention so far in the story. The nut graph should be the third, fourth, or fifth paragraph of the story, or come very high in the broadcast. the top third of the broadcast piece. So good luck with the pointer assignments. Please take your time and try to master all of the facts with the former police officer who attempts suicide. The pointer exercise has you submitting several different types of leads. Your additional exercise for the week will be to write an inverted pyramid story with all of the facts that you were supplied, including quotes. Remember to use AP style, proper grammar, quotations, and to use solid news judgment about what you include in the story as relevant information. Good luck again, and I am eager to see your work.